David showed me how to build all of these, and there's a special bit that you get from, and you can only get it from Ace Hardware, and it's called a number 58 wire bit.
Right.
It's tiny, and you got it.
And that's what makes the holes in the PVC the right size to be able to sprinkle like that.
Exactly the right size.
Just like his video.
Yeah.
And you put 3 holes in, about 6 inches apart. And you got squirting straight out and straight down like that. And it gives a nice even watering.
Now, how often do you water them?
It's set on a timer over here.
I water them 3 times a day.
3 times a day for how long?
Right now for about 3
This
minutes.
is the timer.
Oh, really? That's it?
Yeah.
And it's set automatically. Let's see. This one goes over to these 2 beds in the tower. I'm going to disconnect the tower because that doesn't work.
Didn't work.
Yeah.
And this one, this is the input here. And this one goes
to the
up
sprinkler.
to the far, to the sprinkler.
For the flowers.
I have a sprinkler system up here with that's calibrated, so it goes just around. It comes around here and gets the rest of the beds.
But for the beds themselves, they only need a little bit of water because the water is going right onto the plant roots.
Right.
It isn't going into the rest of the bed, so you're saving on your water bills, I guess.
Now, this is Washington, so from time to time it'll get wet on its own. Do you still water when it does?
No.
You just turn the main off.
Turn it off.
So like the last
the rain we had
week,
last week, some of the tomatoes just split.
Oh, really?
Because it rained so much.
If they get wet, then they ripen, they split open.
They're used to having measured amounts of water, and then when we all of a sudden had an inch or so of water, it was just, what do you do with it? So some of them just kind of split. It's still good.
If it rains, I just come over here and do that, and that shuts it off. And then when it gets nice, we just go like that and go back in business.
So it looks like you have pretty much all of the connections taken right there. When you build along the fence line there, that's going to be, I mean, almost doubling what you have right now. Are you going to get another one of these, or just kind of tap into it?
Probably.
We'll redo it. We talked about, we put the connections in at this end, and they're a little unsightly. And so we're going to switch everything when all the plants are gone. We'll move it around so that the valves are all at the other end. And that way the valves, it'll be easy just to take off. We'll take off the one hose that goes to the sprinkler.
The sprinklers.
And that one hose will work for this, for the new beds.
Well, we can take and put a single, we can put a single timer for the hose.
Flower beds.
So the flower beds are in a separate, and then that'll leave one free.
How many beds do you think one hose would do, say on your timer? I mean, before you lose the pressure for...
Yeah, it depends on the water pressure. We've had 3, but with 3 beds, well, with
I mean, the pressure seemed pretty good with what you had right there.
Yeah, because
and we regulate
right here we only have, well, that's like 3 pipes right here, because you've got a double bed and a single bed. We can do 2 double beds with two pipes each.
So would you...
What we have is a ball valve on each bed, has a ball valve on it.
So you just shut it off
that way you, well, not so much, that way you can adjust. For example, we have that bed and that bed on one thing, and so if this is getting too much pressure, I can shut it down a little bit. That adds to the pressure over there, so you balance it with the ball valve.
Sure.
Yeah.
And you don't have to water everything at the same 3 minutes. You could do those beds there. Oh, are they?
Staggered.
Okay.
That way
we wouldn't have enough pressure to
that
do
way you've got your pressure, all your pressure going to 2 beds at a time.
I was gonna say that was pretty impressive pressure if you were doing them all at one shot.
Yeah, you'd never get water out to everything.
Right.
You'd have to have a booster or something that would be push the water out because.
So in theory, you could do 20 different things there. Just get a
just
bigger.
Have them water 15 minutes apart or 5 minutes apart.
Sure.
Or have one water right after the other and have one shut off and the other one turns on.
If you had an underground water system that David has in his backyard, it would be easy to tap into that and easily have, 15, 20 beds.
And the
Just
watering
tap into
system
each one.
is crucial because unless you want to be out there every single day, 2 or 3 times a day putting water on,
Right.
you need to have something like this that just you set it.
And is that because of the feed, or is that
for moisture?
They just need moisture, and it's better for them to have small amounts of regular water, so that they don't grow in spurts, and it's easier for us.
Yeah, it's just the convenience of it. Because before I got this set up, I was out there every day with a wand, every day watering everything. 2-3 times a day, I'd come out with water.
now? Is this sensor here like on battery power? Is it tied up to the grid somewhere?
No, it's got batteries in it.
So if the power goes out, you're still okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's just, and it doesn't
If the
take
water
a lot
goes
of.
out, we're
I
not.
mean, we haven't changed the battery since we put it in here. And it's still running, and it's all programmable. You program on here which one, what time it turns on, how long it turns on for, and how many times it turns on. And
We collect rainwater in barrels. Well, actually, we save water in barrels. So that if there is no water left to feed the plants, we can use that.
and
Plus you have your pond here.
we got
And the
this,
pond.
we can suck water
We
out
feed
of
them
there.
for a while.
As long as we don't kill our fish.